You're watching DCTV News, a student media production from the Digital Media Department at San Joaquin Delta College. I'm Michaela Cabang.
And I'm Piper Martin. Thanks for joining us today. This is a show that brings you news and information that happens on the San Joaquin Delta College campus. This spring 2025 episode focuses on students and programs who make up our college.
For students considering next semester classes, we have an option for you.
That's right. Mexican Folklorico is thriving at Delta, and the dance department is expanding. Next up, we hear from Adjunct Professor Joaquin Sandoval with the details of new offerings.
Hi everybody, my name is Jacqueline Sandoval. I'm a new part-time dance professor here at Delta College. I am currently choreographing for their 2025 spring dance show. I am putting together a Mexican folklorico piece. It's called Sinaloa, El Gallito y el Pato Asado. I have 4 beautiful, wonderful dancers that are making my piece come to life. I've danced folklorico for about 16 years already, and this will be my first folklorico piece that I'm choreographing and putting out there for the public to see and witness and experience it on stage. So this is something really special for me just because I've been doing this for a very long time. It's a specific style that I'm extremely passionate about, and I just want to share my culture and the excitement and social aspect of it with the rest of you guys. I would like to take a quick moment and promote my class. So this is a new class that will be offered, and I, Jacqueline Sandoval, or Jackie Sandoval, will be teaching the class. In this class, we offer 3 different styles. I'll be offering salsa, bachata, both beginner-friendly levels, as well as a beginner-friendly level of Mexican folklorico. There's mainly a focus on Mexican folklorico, but still, that class will be available to all Delta students and even faculty. So please, if you are interested, you can find the flyer at my Instagram, love_dancer_02, Jacqueline Sandoval. So if you go there, you can find the flyer. You can see that there's a QR code. If you're interested, potentially interested, or anybody that you know is potentially interested, please scan the QR code. It will take you to some information. Again, you're not committing to anything, but it'll ask for your name, last name, phone number, email of your liking, and it'll kind of give you an option of whether or not you'd like the class to be in the morning, afternoon, evening. Again, that helps me to advocate for you guys as students to see hopefully when we can have the class. But again, if you're potentially interested, I will potentially have a roster of who's interested in taking the class. That way, if there are any updates, I will let you guys know as soon as possible. So please, 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 I hope that you are interested in taking my class, again, Social Dance 1, and I'm excited to dance with y'all. Thank you.
So cool to see so many options for dance at Delta.
I agree. Now, with spring in full effect, the horticulture department hosts a plant sale that occurs on every 2nd and 4th Friday of the month.
Here's the story by Leaf Arias.
I'm Johnny Young, and I'm a horticulture major. For this semester, we've decided every 2nd and 4th Friday, so we're open for business for all our nursery and greenhouse production. Typically, our days are a lot slower. We've had a very busy day today, which is great, and so we've made a lot of sales. Our customer base is pretty like half and half between people who know what they want, come in looking for exactly what they need, and then customers who just come to browse, like, oh, what's this? Like, oh, they don't know much about growing, so I give them some information, and then go for the sale. Normally during our plant sales, we have all our ornamental plants. We don't have a lot of edible plants, and that's something people commonly look for, like fruits and veggies. It really depends on the season and what we have. We don't have summer, but we do fall and winter. So like we just go for the full semester. Yeah. I would say Friday traffic for students is not very high, but we get like our main customer base is faculty. and it's actually been quite busy today. So I think it's really just about the season, you know, time of the year. People want to plant stuff in the spring, you know, because that's when plants are growing. And so it's been pretty good.
Great story, Leaf. Plant sales will continue in the fall.
Next up, we meet Delta student Alan Verdeen, who is not just hitting the books, he's hitting the right notes.
Alan talks about his journey with music at Delta and invites others to join the band program. Here's a story by Allison C.
I am Alan Verdeen. I am currently a music student here at Delta College. My only in-person classes are my music classes, which consists of music theory, symphonic band, mariachi, and I'm in a couple other small ensembles, such as like Baroque ensemble, woodwind ensemble. Right now, my main instrument is a trumpet, and I'm playing the oboe as my secondary instrument. I've been playing since I was 10 years old, so that would be 10 years ago. It's helped me not only with like learning about music, but also relationships and learning how to communicate with other people. Also just like being in a band really like proves your responsibility, right? It forces you to become responsible, and they really prepare you for what you want to do. Yeah, I've always just really liked music, connected with music, and it made me want to do the same thing. It's created so many relationships, and that's helped a lot because like you're not alone, right? There's a bunch of other students that are going through the same thing that you are too. So it's just really nice being together with a whole lot of people that are going through the same thing. In the future, my plans are I want to transfer, and then after that, I want to become a music teacher. Just keep going. That's what I would say, because if music is what you really love doing, it's really going to benefit you in the end.
Thank you for that great story, Allison. Next, we have a story about a second semester student finding their way on campus.
We sure do. This is my story. Take a look.
I didn't really think I was going to be attending college in general. When I was a senior in high school, they had some representatives come out and tell us about how Delta College was like the 4th best community college in the States. At the time, I was kind of just like, whatever, I don't really feel like I'm going to college. I didn't see what path I was going. I had previously enrolled during like the height of COVID. I wasn't doing well. I ended up dropping some classes because my mental health was horrible. And so I kind of took a break for a while, and then now I am re-enrolled. Delta is very close to home, so it's very easy for me to go to and from campus. They have a NASA program, which is Native American Success Academy, and that's been a great support so far. I struggle with trying to put myself out there and make friends. And I feel like in a community college in general, that can be very difficult for a lot of things from a lot of people from what I've seen. I feel like with finding people that are more passionate about certain things and that are like-minded, I've been able to find more connections. My biggest support has been NASA. It's giving me a place to go after class and to kind of hang out and feel supported by my community. I've also used the CTE program. I got help with my resume, and I got a call for an interview like immediately after submitting that resume. There's always places to hang out on campus, which is great. I would say for any future incoming students to not be shut in. I feel like to fully enjoy the college experience, it's not great to just come, do your classes, and leave. You're not engaging in anything. You are here to learn, but it's not just simply learning. There is that connection, and you have people that are here to support you. Utilizing the support that's given on campus and making sure you're aware of that, and really just staying on top of your stuff. No one's going to do that for you. There's resources to get you help, of course, but no one's going to be a better support than yourself. There's plenty of scholarships that go unclaimed. People just don't really think that they're going to qualify for them, so they think that why even bother applying? So not being afraid to put yourself out there a little bit and just seeing if that's a possibility for you, because you really don't know until you apply. Attending the semester, I've definitely realized that there's a lot more possibilities than I realized there were for me. Now I'm getting the support I need to help like figure out which college is going to be a good fit for me once I transfer. And it's going to be a fun experience regardless. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs, of course, with anything, but I don't know, it's adulthood and we're all navigating it. You got this. You're going to be going to college.
Thank you for that story, Piper.
In our next story, Angel Chavez gets insight on the gaming community inside Danner Hall.
Let's watch.
My name is Desmond Mickens, and I'm currently studying as an electrical technician. The gaming spot is located around the front door, so right when you walk in, you just take like a right turn and you'll see everybody gaming and talking, hanging out. So the gaming spot in Danner Hall is a section that is basically split apart from the rest of the eating area. And it's a place where everybody can go to game and lounge pretty much and hang out with friends. One thing that I like about the gaming section at Danner Hall is that it's a very fun place. It's inviting and it has a lot of resources for gaming and just for doing what you want to really do with your own free time. And it's a nice experience. I think people should come here more often because it encourages community and it encourages a sense of friendship and just a wholesome experience, right? It's awesome. There are some events that happen. Sometimes people will do fundraisers, will do events like tournaments, gaming tournaments, free food, etc. There's a lot of things there. I think for any newcomers, if you guys want to join the Danner Hall section where we game and lounge, come in around 11:45 to 12, and from there we're usually there gaming from 11:45 to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and bring your controllers. Bring what you got. Bring your PS5, bring your Nintendo Switch, your Xbox, your Sega console, whatever you got. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel. Really great to see students come together in such a fun way.
In our next story, an emerging rock band made of local high school students recently played their first concert. DCTV's Andrew Garcia takes us there.
My name is Zayden Saldana. I'm from Vallejo, California, and I'm going to be opening tonight for a night.
My name is Logan Garcalis. I am Zayden's drummer, also from Vallejo, California. We go to school together, and we've got to go open for an eye.
Well, I've been around music my whole life. I've been taking lessons for different instruments since I was super little, like 5 years old.
I think I really started playing drums once I started playing Rock Band on my PS3. I started really getting good at some of the harder songs on that game, and so I really wondered, like, could I learn these songs on drums? And eventually I got my first E-kit.
Performing, that's really where all the magic of the music is at. You can get so much out of it for yourself, but also for everybody else around you that's watching you. You never know what you could spark in anybody. I think getting our first gig was probably the biggest challenge. You know, we've always been writing together. We've been playing together for a couple years now. But I always thought about it. I'm like, man, how are we really going to get this started? I'm a little nervous just because I've never performed in this kind of setting. But I'm feeling pretty confident. These are songs that I've been having under my fingers. Some of them I've written myself. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what the people think of it more than, you know, what am I going to do out there?
This is not my first time playing in front of a live audience. I've had a lot of experience with my school band, and so I'm excited to see how playing for my school band is going to translate to playing in kind of a smaller environment like this.
every fucking time. And I'm running so hard.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a success. I got some movement in the crowd. Yeah, I thought they liked it. It was real good for me. It felt real good to perform like that. Yeah, I thought I did pretty good out there.
Thank you, Andrew. Now to hear from another Delta student.
Our next story highlights a track athlete who gives us a look at what it's like to juggle college classes and competitive sports.
My name's Andrew Morales. I'm 18 years old and I'm currently in Delta's cross-country and track and field program. My major in Delta right now is kinesiology and I plan on being a chiropractor in the long run. I've always been interested in kinesiology. I want a job that specifies in something that's more hands-on, maybe being close to athletes. I could start off as an athletic trainer, but I want something that's physical and I like the medical career, so I thought a chiropractor would be a perfect job for me. The track and field program at Delta is actually really good. It's gotten a lot of state champions over the years. The coach is really good, Coach Seals. She went to Oregon and she's coached at NAU, so she's been really close to like top tier track programs, so she really knows what she's doing. Coach Anthony's also a great coach and all the other coaches are also great. So my goals for the future sports-wise, I want to make it to state and be in the top at state for the 15 or the 800. And as for academics, I want to be able to graduate within 3 years from Delta, since the major I'm doing, it takes quite a few classes. In past seasons, usually during track season, I tend to plateau for a little while, especially in the mile or the 1500. I've gone from a 440 last year to a equivalent of a 429 in the 1500 this year. And in previous years, however, I did struggle a lot with calf cramps, particularly because I wasn't hydrating well enough. So that's something I've learned to overcome. Any advice I have for future Delta cross-country or track athletes? For cross-country, I'd say don't be belittled by the fact that you're running 4 miles. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, those 4 miles are over before you know it. And as for track and field, everybody's a junior college athlete. Just go out there and do your best.
With K-pop taking the world by storm, the rise of dance cover groups has been reaching a wider audience.
Roseanne covers a K-pop dance group called One Motion that has ties to Delta College. Let's have a look.
I'm Allison. I'm currently enrolled in Delta and I'm also a member of One Motion. One Motion is a K-pop dance cover group. We film and practice dance covers, public performances, and showcases as well. We're located in the Central Valley, so that means Stockton, Manteca, Lathrop, just anywhere in the general 209 area. And we've also recently extended our group to the Bay Area as well. How did I start? Actually, I think I reached out to our leader first. I'll refer to him as Ryland. I reached out to Ryland first. I told him about my interest in joining, and he sent over information about how I could apply and how I could try out. And it was basically through a tryout submission. And what I had to do was just dance to a chorus of a song and then send in my video. And that's how I got in. It's been a long journey, but it hasn't felt that long. It honestly has been so fun with them and just performing and dancing with people who enjoy the same kind of music and the same hobbies. It feels like time flew by so fast. Yeah, the only way I can describe my experience with One Motion is unforgettable, only because we've treated each other as family for so long. We've done mostly everything together, especially with performances, because we travel so far. We go out to eat after. I don't know, everything we do is just a bonding experience, and it doesn't even feel like a chore or something that we have to do. For One Motion auditions, we usually hold them, I want to say, maybe like once a year. If you are interested, you have to catch us at a good time. Our ad is going to be One Motion Dance Crew, or like you can find us through Instagram, YouTube, our social medias, TikTok as well. We post about information for auditions there. Yeah, you can support us just by watching our videos, leaving a comment, leaving likes, and if you want to join, you can always join.
Next, photographers rejoice as the SJDC Photography Club has come back after a 10-year hiatus.
Sam brings us a story with the new club president.
My name is Benjamin Zoran Asler. I am a third year here at Delta, and I am the president of the photography club. Professor Russell, who is the photography professor here at Delta, she looked at my photos first when I was a beginner student, and then she really liked my work. And then she she asked me a question, and she was like, did you want to ever start a photography club here at Delta? And then I got interested, and so then the next semester that I was here, I started it. The purpose of the club is more or less to interact with students on Delta to try and get them more into photography. And if they had any questions or like any information that they wanted to know, like about general knowledge or anything, that we could help them and basically like teach them how to shoot photos properly. We have a line of clubs that are asking for our help for their clubs to take pictures of them, and some portraits for like LinkedIn or just like group photos of their club. We have some events that we're going to be shooting. We're involved with the student life mostly. They tell us what clubs like need help with everything, and then clubs can also reach out to us through our little Google Doc that we have. Meeting dates are the 1st and the 3rd Wednesdays of every month at like 2:45 p.m. in Shiva 206.
A local ship photographer who has made waves in the scene shares his insights to the industry.
Now we have Iris Toscano's story about Steve Pereira.
My name is Steve Pereira. I live in Stockton. I've been in Stockton for almost all my adult life. I've been a photographer for over, well over 40 years, one way or the other. And that's something important as the photographer. You're not taking a photographer, you're making a photograph. That's the difference between a person who just takes photographs, like with a digital camera, they kind of hold it up. Sometimes they're very nice. But to make a photograph, you have to understand composition, you have to understand, timing, that's all that goes into the process when they're in the air. Doing a portrait, there's an instant when the portrait is going to be better than the half a second that you would had hoped to do. And so that's interesting. And it's like a second, you push the button, and in 1/250th of a second, one of those 250 parts of a second is going to be the exposure time. And that's the part of the photograph that you have no control over. Because is it going to be the first 250 part of a second, or the last, or any of them in between? And so, and that's where I think it's kind of a spiritual experience, that you have no control over that, and something happens in the camera. But in Stockton, you really have the variety of people here, and we're very lucky to have that. Should we embrace it? That we have that, just that variety of people.
Thanks for that story, Iris. And up next is you, Michaela. You bring us to Little Manila Rising.
Yes, to share who they are, what they do, and how the community can get involved. Here's my story.
Hi, my name is Carice. I'm the programs manager at Little Manila Rising.
And I'm Rhea. I am the Little Manila After School Program Coordinator and also Youth Trips Co-coordinator.
Yeah, so it was started by two college students, or actually two students who had just freshly graduated college. And their names are Delvo and Dr. Bamba Baldwin. But they had just coming back to Stockton, and they saw that the Little Midland Historic Site, which is located on Alvarado and Fayette, was being destroyed. And so they really organized the community to fight to preserve what was remaining, which at that time were like these three remaining buildings. Now to look at it into a dark house, yeah, just two buildings. And they came because they learned a lot about their history going to school. Like they had to leave Stockton about it at San Francisco State or UCLA, whichever they went to. And they came back and they were like, the community needs to learn about this history. And also fighting to preserve like the physical buildings. They also sought to educate the community, educate the youth on the history of Little Manila, the history of the models of the Manila was because Dylan and Dawn, their parents were both martyrs of the generation that came in the 1920s to work the fields of Stockton. They came as farm workers, and there's this whole labor movement where where's white dust, these are others. Unfortunately, in 2018, however, Dr. Dalton passed away due to an asthma attack. It kind of just spoke to the other issues in Stockton, specifically South Stockton, air quality, a lot of youth, a lot of the community didn't have asthma, because then she herself had asthma, of course. And so that was kind of really like the turning point for our organization, where we started to move beyond just historic preservation and the Little after school where we got you took you on the street. We went on to start addressing more systemic issues, like let's get down to the real issues.
The Michael rising is that it continues to grow in trust among the community. And every person, whether you live on the west side, east side, south side, even on the north side, right, you know that Little Manila is a place that you did come to find refuge and a safe haven as the climate gets more hot, both politically and environmentally. This will always be a home and a place to remember that coming from power, our ancestors have achieved difficult things, and so we can too. And I think, a way that the community can support that vision is just like getting tapped in. We have the blueprints, we have the resources, we have the tools, and our arms. Everybody's arms are just open wide, eager to give it and spread it, and also receive from community, because community knows best than we. Community has the answers. We just have to come together and work together and share that, and that really is democracy. I don't think it's our intention to hold all this power or gatekeep any of the knowledge that we've learned. I want to see Boggs Jack rising. I want to see Kelly Drive rising. Just giving folks a model to build something like this in their own neighborhoods. And imagine if we have all of these things popping up all around Stockton. That's the more the merrier. So, yeah, it's like a decentralized, popular, and I would just hope that we're just lifting that and supporting that. We've built the infrastructure, and if we could provide that support for other communities, we could all work together as one huge community.
Great work, Michaela. Now, for more on community impact.
Sal Soria takes us to a Stockton gym in front of Oak Park, where they keep the music alive.
I have a pretty good location for it, and at the same time, social media is another big driver in how I meet a lot of new people. I've been doing this now for about 6 years, but it hasn't been a serious business until about earlier this year. Yeah, we get people coming from all over the state of California, and anybody that usually comes in from out of state, they usually like to stop by and purchase records as well. I love old blues music, as well as hip-hop music, and I do love rock and metal and things like that as well. I meet independent artists, producers, small business owners, and other entrepreneurs as well. That's the truth. I think I am the last person that only sells vinyl records here in town. I think a lot of the music we have nowadays is really inspired by the old music that's came before it. I'm a Delta College alum myself, and I get all kinds of Delta College students coming by here. We love having them here. They're so cool and so free-minded. If you're looking to start a business of your own, life is too short. Just go for it, because if not, you're going to be stuck working for someone else at a job you don't want to be at. And the freedom of working for yourself is just so much better. It's the best job I've ever had.
Thanks for that story, Sal. Now, Scouting America, previously known as Boy Scouts of America, is alive and well in San Joaquin County.
Jeffrey Martin tells the story.
The Boy Scouts of America was founded in 1910 to serve boys from 11 to 18 years old. On February 8, 2025, at their 115-year anniversary, the organization rebranded itself as Scouting America. The name change to Scouting America is intended to send a strong message that the organization is open to all young people and families, regardless of gender or identity. The 11 to 18-year-old division is known as Scouts BSA. It continues to be the flagship program. Girls were allowed to join in 2019. The Cub Scout division was added in 1930. It serves youth from kindergarten to 5th grade. Girls were allowed to join in 2018.
My name is Wesley. My favorite part of being in Cub Scouts is camping.
Hi, I'm Kylie, and my favorite thing is probably being with all my friends at the Cub Scouts.
The Exploring Division was added in 1949 to provide a path for young men ages 14 to 20 to explore career opportunities. 14 to 20-year-old young women were allowed to join in 1969. The Sea Scouts have been an integral part of the scouting program since 1912. In 2016, they were formed as their own division. The Sea Scouts has been a co-ed program since 1971.
My name is Jordan Alexis. I'm from Sea Scout Ship 550 down in Long Beach, California.
Hello, I am Vika. I am Scout Link, and I like to help people and have a lot of fun. And on our last campout, I helped Scouts make boats for a Raingatta Regatta.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn, and I'm a Star Scout. I joined Scouting because I like going camping and being in the outdoors, and I think my favorite thing about Scouts is being able to hang out with my friends and help the kids. On the last camp out, I was helping kids practice their knots.
Hello, my name is Darren. I am a new Scout. I just bridged up from Cub Scouts in February. My favorite thing to do in Scouts is the camping. The camping is really fun.
Since 1910, over 130 million Americans have participated in scouting programs. Today, well over 1 million youth are organized in over 41,000 units. There are currently over 465,000 registered adult volunteers. In the Central Valley alone, there are several thousand scouts in over 150 units. Scouting America is alive and well in Stockton, California, and all of these United States of America.
Well, that wraps up our Spring 2025 show. We hope you enjoyed catching up on this episode. And as always, the goal with our programming is to highlight stories that matter to the people on our campus and in our community. I'm Michaela Kabang.
And I'm Pepper Martin. Please remember, if you have a story idea, get in touch with us through social media. You can find us at DMedia SJDC. Thanks for watching.